Hello, this is Nikki Gala with Fuel Your Body, and today I'm going to make protein bars. I worked in a vitamin store for a long time, and I learned to pick and choose the different bars and what things that I like and don't like. Personally, I do not like peanuts, and a lot of bars have peanuts in it. So these, well, peanuts. I like peanut butter, but not peanuts. Call me strange, whatever. But today I'm going to make protein bars with a bunch of different things that I like. It's going to be no bake, vegan, high protein, omega 3s. I'll kind of go through as we put them in here. But the first thing we're going to do is put peanut butter. Kirkland Signature has a pretty good peanut butter. I'm a nutritionist. If you're a big one on health, the first thing I always do when I pick up a new jar is look at the nutrition facts label. And then look at ingredients. The ingredients in this is dry roasted Valencia peanuts and sea salt. That's it. So it does separate. I did stir it a little bit before I made this because they do separate. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of peanut butter because peanut butter is going to be our base. We'll say 2 cups. Probably 3 or 4 to be honest. I'm not good at measuring. And most people hate to cook. But if you start to enjoy what you're doing, enjoy making foods for your family, I think it'll actually be your foods will come out better, and it'll be more of an enjoyable experience for the whole family. I mean, protein bars doing this, you can actually get your kids in the kitchen to do it with you. I mean, you can have a collective on what you want in them, and they can be different every single time you make it. That's probably 4 cups. I want to make sure I have a good wet base. One of the first things I want to add to it is oat bran. This is Bob's Red Mill. There's 3 different parts of the oat. There's actually the covering on the outside, which is the bran. There's the endosperm, which is the majority of it. That's most of the inside. This is the same with rice. It's most grains. And then it also has the germ, basically. That's the part that grows. So you can get oat germ, you can get wheat germ, those kind of things. And this is the bran. So this is the outer covering. Why am I doing this? There's a lot more minerals in it and vitamins and your B vitamins and things like that. But in a 1/3 cup of dry on this, you get 2 grams of fat. But the big one is there's 7 grams of fiber, 2 soluble and 5 insoluble, and 7 grams of protein. And this, which is your regular just rolled oats, I personally like the old-fashioned. I do not like the instant ones. The instant ones they don't tell you on it, but they have to go through some chemical process to make them easily to absorb or easy to cook real quick. They have to break it down more. These aren't broken down. It's just straight rolled out. Got peanut butter on it already. And this one is a 1/2 cup. So this is a 1/3 cup, but this is a 1/2 cup. There's 3 grams of fat, 4 grams of fiber, and 2 soluble fibers. So there's only 2 insoluble, and 6 grams of protein. So there's actually a lot less fiber in this. When it comes to protein, and by the way, I do love protein bars, but fiber is one of my most important things. Fiber helps with digestion. It's going to help with moving everything through. It's going to help attract water to kind of keep your bowels moving. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that people don't talk about is we need to take care of our digestive system. If we don't take care of our digestive system and it goes south, guess what? Everything else does too. If you're not absorbing foods well, you're not going to absorb vitamins and minerals. Therefore, you're going to have outward signs of mineral deficiencies. So I think the biggest thing we can do as a society is to eat more fiber, fiber-rich foods. Also, fiber is high in fruits and vegetables. I'm going to be a big one for fruits and vegetables. Those are one of my favorites because they are amazing and you don't have to do anything to them. Okay. Off my soapbox for a second, and now back to rolled oats. So I put, I don't know how much in there, 1.5 cups of the oat bran, and now I'm going to put a couple cups of just oats. If I make this too dry, we'll have to add more peanut butter. But again, it's an experiment. Experimenting is fun. Okay, we're gonna mix this a little bit. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna stir this. So it kind of clumps together. Probably don't want to stir it yet, to be honest, but I just want to see how it's gonna work. And what we're gonna do is now add a bunch of other fun ingredients. What ingredients do you like to put in yours? For me, we'll see how this changes the color. This is Green Superfood by Amazing Grass. There are some that I personally think are a little bit better, but they're a lot more expensive. This is a pretty good blend for not being outrageously expensive. They've got wheatgrass, barley, alfalfa, spirulina, chlorella, carrot, acai. This one actually has a little bit of flavor. This is a goji and acai flavor. It's going to bring a little sweetness to it. We'll see if it turns them green. Usually they'll be a little bit darker. I'm going to put I'm going to make a whole pan of bars. We'll put 4 scoops. That's 4 servings. Let's do some greens. Another one, if you just watched my video, we're going to put, I showed you how to chop these up. These are shelled walnuts. Just shelled walnuts. And I chopped them because I'm too cheap to buy the chopped ones. Or about the same price for twice the amount and chop them yourself. Personally, I think that's a little bit more doable. I mean, it takes like 2 seconds to chop it. Okay, so I'm going to put that. I would say what that was a bowl. It was a cup. Chia seeds. Another one of my absolute favorites. Chia seeds are full of fiber. They're full of omega-3s. They add protein. It's actually a seed that has protein in it. We're going to what? I like chia seeds. I'm used to them now. So let's put 4 of those guys in there. This is going to be some good protein bars. So on these, an average, they have a little bit of omega-6, a lot of omega-3, and a lot of protein, and even more fiber. Again, fiber is a huge one. We'll do that. Let's throw some raisins in here. I personally, one time made this with a friend and she liked chocolate, so we put cocoa nibs, or even you could put like little Reese's Pieces stuff in it, or, I mean, try to keep it on the healthier side depending on what you want, but if you're getting your kids to eat it and they won't eat it unless you put big chocolate chips in it, then by all means, put big chocolate chips in it. Hemp hearts. Hemp hearts are a big one for me, too. Again, omega-3s. They provide omega-3s, they have fiber, and they have protein. I want to dump a good 3 or 4 tablespoons of that in there. And dried cranberries. These are different things that I had in the house. So yours, like I said, yours can be a little bit different. Cranberries. Let's do maca. Maca powder. Maca has more of like a malty taste. So it's real good if you're going to mix it with chocolate or those kind of things. Peanut butter is not too bad. But maca root is a vegetable grown in the Peruvian Andes. It was sacred to the Incas and has been used as a food and medicine in South Africa for centuries. It's well known for its ability to help enhance strength and endurance. In fact, Incan warriors often consumed maca before long journeys and battles. It's been around for a long time. I've used it. It actually helps to increase energy and stamina, those kind of things. That's why they do it for before battle and long journeys. It also helps with balancing hormones in both men and women. So it actually helps you if you need that little bit of extra stamina in the bedroom, those kind of things. Maca is where it's at. You can take it in capsules, or like I said, you can add it to different things. It tastes kind of like a chocolate malt. And then let's do some cinnamon. I've got Penzi cinnamon. Did you know that there are like 20 different kinds of cinnamon. I had no idea before walking into the store. No idea. But this, Penzeys cinnamon, Penzeys, if you don't know what it is, definitely look it up. One of my absolute favorite stores. The ingredients, there are a couple different kinds. So it's got China cinnamon, Vietnamese cinnamon, the word that I don't want to slaughter, cinnamon, and Ceylon cinnamon. So this is a combination of 4 different kinds. And they differ in richness and the amount of smell and texture that they have, that kind of spice. If you ever had a cinnamon that has like a kick to it, that depends on how much cinnamon oil is actually in the product. And then, just for good measure and to keep it fresh longer, let's do some honey from Sprouts, creamy raw honey. And we're about out of this, so I might as well just kill the jar. Okay, so we clean that one out. We'll say that's like, we'll say 4. Okay, and then we're gonna mix this all together. And this will be fun. So we might need a little bit of a liquid to kind of mix it a little bit better. Some almond milk in it to give it a little bit more. So this is a workout. So they're gonna come out a little bit green, looks like. But they'll be worth it. They'll be full of greens, full of protein. This is how it looks now. It's a little on the crumbly side. So since it's on a little crumbly, I have a lot of dry ingredients in it. What I'm going to do to add just a little bit more liquid and fat is I'm going to add a little bit of coconut oil to it. I actually add a raw coconut oil from Expo West. And it's phenomenal. I love it. So I'm going to get the difference between regular coconut oil and raw coconut oil. If you look down inside, it has the normal coconut oil on top, but it's got this thick, it's got fiber and all this kind of stuff in it too. So it's kind of like with the meat, it's got different stuff in it. So it has a lot more of the coconut flavor. So if you're not a big coconut fan, don't get this one. Because it definitely does have a lot more of the sweeter coconut flavor. And it's going to give it a little bit of sweetness because I'd probably add a little bit more honey. But since I don't have any more, we're going to do coconut oil. Again, experimenting is fun. Okay, so now I'm going to mix this up together. We'll put, because I don't want to do it too much. Let's put like a good, healthy, we'll do 2 tablespoons since it's a pretty big thing. But I don't want to overdo it. I found the best way is to spin the bowl as mixing it. Seems to be the best. Swap this out. We'll see how much needs to go in here. So it depends on how thick you want them. They're going to press down. You might do another pan. So what we're going to do is press this down to kind of form them into bars. What we'll do is we'll stick these in the refrigerator so it kind of hardens and solidifies together. And then we will cut them into pieces and then wrap them in cellophane or saran wrap. See, again, another reason to play with your food. Yay! And this would be a great job for the kiddos to have them push this down. Try to make it even. Ta-da! Sticks together. And then we're going to stick this in the fridge for a couple of hours or overnight. And now we're back. It's been a couple hours, and now I have started to cut into these to see if they were right. I might be rushing it a little bit. I could have waited a couple more hours, I guess. But I pried one out. It's kind of crumbly. But, I mean, it doesn't matter if it crumbles. You can just kind of squish it back together. So just cut it into whatever size bars. And these can be essentially like a meal replacement bar because it has protein, it has fiber, and it's got good fats, which would be your omega-3s. It's got some omega-6s that are in the nuts. Now let's see. I'm going to try it. If I keel over and die, this will be the first and last video. Really good. Really good. Now, how did yours come out? Leave comments at the bottom. Again, this is Nikki Gali with Fuel Your Body. Check out my website. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing your recipes. Thank you. Have a nice night.